The victim that got allegedly shot in the face, well, she claims by him, I think it was proven in court, or it was at least accepted in court that it was Shyne. But back in 1999, that victim is speaking out as well. She said this.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean, Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Lil Rod. So basically his last two lawsuits, or last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, that's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shyne take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery, to take the bullet. I got shot in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible, testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, Puffy, pew pew me in the face. He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Lil Rod. He threatened him. Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shyne take the fall for it. I shot them people. Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW. 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span. 7 on the same tire, and they were all new. Every time it happened, I had to get a new tire. I have the pictures to prove it. Harassing me. You want to know why? Because prior to Cassie, I was the only person to be victimized by him and then to successfully sue him and get paid. And he had to pay me out of his pocket. He has never gotten over that. Oh, baby. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God is my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment, until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you. I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram. It's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying. He ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it will make sense in this new generation. But you better believe I will have my say. I will have my say. Hashtag having my say. Hashtag the dopest nerd ever. Hashtag Eb Talks. Y'all ain't seen or heard nothing yet.
Holy. Wow. It's hard listening to her. She's rightfully filled with a lot of pain and a lot of history. You know, I think the incident with her happened in 1999. 25 years. Regardless if, you know, he was actually innocent that night, regardless if whatever happened, she is enraged. And I could understand why. You know, a lot of these things that are happening with Diddy, like, I'm kind of sitting back and I'm like, Charles White said something, and kind of crazy, I'm going to quote Charles White, but he said, he's like, well, if karma existed, so where's the karma for white people with slavery? It's like, where's the karma for these gangsters who's shooting up communities? So why don't the people who have done really bad things experience karma on a mass and extreme level? And then you get to someone like Diddy. Now, it's very important that I don't try to convict him of or say he did anything that maybe he didn't do. But every time you hear some of these people, it feels like they all have been waiting for him to get some punishment. And it still doesn't look like he's going to get any, he's not going to get any criminal charges. But even if they watch his career go down in flames and they watch like what he's built all this time in a persona and an image, and they watch like the deals and things that would help him gain a lot of monetary success kind of go down in flames, they're like, good. And that's what I get from her. Man, she hates that nigga, man. She hates that nigga, man. And, even if, you've heard many things being reported on it, and of course there's always rumors, but if you're someone who's logical and factual and you always want proof, you want things to be adjudicated, you want things to be proven in the court of law, you get left with this just question that's going to sit on your spirit. Are they all jealous of Diddy? Or is Diddy guilty of, maybe not all, but some of this shit? And then it brings you down a path where you're almost going to be uncomfortable because it's if you say, well, maybe some things are true, but a lot of people wilding and the things about like him, because like, it's kind of natural for people to think that, well, you're not going to think the guy, like when you hear SA or like rape, you're not like, wait, that's like some barbaric shit. Like, wait, you're just taking a woman and against her will and forcefully or whatever. But then you hear like, a lot of the details with this, and sometimes you don't know what to believe, man. So I guess this is a question I guess I'm asking y'all. At least with everything you've heard so far, where are you with this entire Diddy thing? Do you think he's guilty of the majority of the heinous crimes said? Or, hey, I heard people say this about Bill Cosby. Yo, Cosby ain't doing nothing wrong. In that era, that's how niggas gave it up in terms of the culture was not necessarily drugging women, but people used to indulge in drugs before fornicating. And because of that, they look at Cosby saying, well, they don't look at him like, oh, no, he was like I'm finna drug a girl. They were like, oh, no, he was doing what everybody was doing that time. Where do y'all fall with Diddy? Because Diddy come from an era where, again, even though I haven't heard about other parties being wild as Diddy, I ain't gonna lie to you. A Diddy party's always been a Diddy party. We just never knew it was sexual like that. Even though we've heard about Jamie parties. But again, I never heard about sexuality, like freak-offs and orgies and whatever. And obviously the situation with her is clearly not sexual at all. Like, that would just kind of go into the whole thing of Diddy maybe feeling he's above the law, that especially after he got off the situation where maybe he shot somebody in a club, he was just doing more and more things that he thought he's untouchable for. So where do y'all fall with that? I'm just asking. Somebody said some of the context is there, man. I mean, come on. It's too many. It's too many 2 and 2s that get put together. Shit. Somebody says it's a money grab. One of the things that shocks me about all of this is that, put it like this, if someone was to come out and say the worst things about me, yo, Act kidnapped 3 babies, killed them, buried their bodies in the back, whatever. I don't think I would have any prominent people, because I'm just not that cool. I'm not friends with that many people in the industry that they would be like, nah, I know Act. I know his character. That don't seem like him. I don't know if he did it, but just let you know, that don't seem like the guy I know. With this Diddy shit, I've seen people who have gotten millions from him. I've seen women who have been around him. I've seen women who have dated him. I've seen women who currently date him. And not one of them said, hey, not one of them could even say, I'm not saying they should deny those rumors, but say, hey, just to let y'all know, I've been around this man for the last 3 years of my life. Everything that's being alleged, I have never seen anything that would say this man would do any of those things. I haven't seen anything that would say he's even into that behavior. I haven't seen anything that would say this is the person that's also being represented in all these lawsuits. I've heard nobody, not one person, not one motherfucker went to his party that says, that's not a Diddy party. I could stand on that. Not one coworker, not an employee, not someone he signed. Nobody. And Diddy is the industry guy. He's the guy that everybody loves. How come not one person says, man, I've been with so-and-so for the last 2 years. Man, what y'all are talking about is a lie. First of all, Diddy don't even do that type of drug. Like, you ever hear that type of stuff where they be like, yo, oh yeah, so-and-so, and then someone be like, yo, you're lying because they don't even do coke. Be like, okay, good, this is all right. Now we having somebody that's vouching or some shit like that. With Diddy, not a motherfucker has vouched. Nobody has vouched. Somebody say you don't pay 30 million if you're innocent. That's a good point, but I could explain that away if I'm believing that I have so much businesses going on. Yo, I don't have time to fight that. I don't need that headliner right now because I'm in the liquor business. And we were thinking, and we got even affirmed by Diageo. They literally said, we paid that nigga $1 billion for his work with Ciroc. So if I got $1 billion from being associated with this company, maybe, hey, yo, you said I shot you and I never shot you, but I was in the car when somebody else had the gun. Maybe I'm like, fuck, yo, here's this $15,000. Shut the fuck up. Don't be out. Shut up. Now, granted, I do think sexual assault is very different. Like, you kind of have to, again, because even though it's not, because people look at people look at admissions. No, people look at settlements as admissions of guilt. You might want to aim to not do that. I don't know, man. Super interesting. Hey, this is also, man. While we've been focused on Meek Mill, there's a lot of shit going